Hey, this is Derek at Tech Connection. For this video, we're going to cover a device called a Jockey Pro. This is the forensic edition. I was recently called out to the local police department to clone a hard drive on a suspect computer, and it was an interesting experience. Had the lawyers there, their IT guys there, and you kind of have to guarantee that you're not going to modify the original evidence hard drive. So for that project, we used the Jockey Pro. So I wanted to bring that out here. So the Jockey is a standalone device that has write blocking. That's what the forensic thing is about. And in essence, you got your source and you got your destination, and the source hard drive is always write blocked and cannot be modified. And then you would copy the contents of that onto a destination drive, and basically this thing is standalone. There's no laptop involved or anything like that, and that kind of allays the fears of the prosecutor and can kind of keep their IT guys off your back if you're doing a clone. There's no way that this little thing can modify the source hard drive and insert fake data, that sort of thing. So the Jockey Pro, if you're on the fence about it, the forensic edition, the one I have here, let me show you what it came with. It didn't come in a bag or with any kind of carrying case. So there's the unit itself. It came with SATA cables and SATA power. It came with these anti-static mats, so one on each side. I think you can see where this is going, right? And then it also came with laptop IDE and desktop IDE adapters. It comes with a USB cable and an eSATA cable. I'm kind of curious why they kept this along. For the forensic edition, the eSATA is not supported. So if you want to mount a suspect drive and poke through it, you have to use the USB on the side of this, and then you could access a drive as write protect. It also comes with a little 2-page instruction sheet, but the device is so simple you couldn't possibly screw this up. So I'm going to go ahead and get the power cord here. Let's see. So you guys can get a feel for it. So there's an on button here, forensic model, right? And for this unit, you can just basically select the mode, erase. Erase blows away the target disk, so you don't need anything on the source. And just for the simple stuff, it's copy. You can't really go wrong here. If you're looking at this HPA, this is the hidden partition activation or host protected area, whatever you want to call it. Basically, this is for situations where they've used a third-party utility to try to hide some data. This does a sector-by-sector copy and guarantees that that partition will arrive on the target drive. So I got 2 hard drives here that we can use for a test. So I'll just take you through the basics of how this unit works. Basically, it's going to have SATA on the bottom of it, each side, or you could use an IDE cable here. You have to use their cables, not just any. And then on the opposite side, you got eSATA, which is not supported on this unit. And then you've got yourself a USB for mounting the drives if that's what you're into. So we're going to basically plug this in. See if I can do this one-handed correctly. You're going to set it on the static mat, your source drive, of course. And I can see already where the lawyer would get on your case for that one. Just having the bare drive out is certainly exciting. So you'll plug that one in. Same thing for this one here. The Jockey, from its power source, is able to juice up both of these drives without anything extra. So this is the whole setup. This is all that you would bring when you go out on site. And then once you've set your target mode, now you'll notice when I plugged in these drives, they're off. Basically, you're going to press start, and then the disk is going to spin up one by one. So that's the first one. Here's our second one. It's going to spin up in a second once the thing, there we go. I like these drives. They got little windows so you can see it working. Okay, so once it's mounted both the drives, we push start again to get it going. And then it takes care of it from there. So depending on the size of these drives and their speed, the disc jockey will do roughly 4 gigabytes a minute, which is pretty good. So I'll let that continue. I have successfully done, obviously, Windows to Windows. I've done Mac to Mac and Linux to Linux. I've tried everything I could think of. I've also done dissimilar drives, so I've gone from, like, say, a SATA 3.5 to a SATA 2.5, and the 2.5 was bootable and everything worked great. So far, everything I've thrown this at works really well. I have had a couple of drives with bad sectors, and the disc jockey actually catches that, and you'll see that it says it's got an error on a particular address, and it'll retry a few times. Then it'll offer you the option if you want to skip or continue, or you want to ignore all the future read errors, that sort of thing. And you would select your choice with the mode, and you'd press OK with this. And then the cloning will continue without reading those areas or attempting to read those areas. And I found that to be extremely useful. Usually you need some sort of PCI card or something if you want to, you need a host computer to really do something that deals with a faulty drive. So for simple faulty drives, this actually can handle it. They make more advanced models of these kind of cloning tools, but for the price, the disc jockey being about under $700 is about as good as you can get at that price range, where you don't need a computer at all. The disc jockey does not come with any software, so if you want to do like forensic examination of your target after you're done, that's still on you. You got to go find the correct tools. So this is just a cloning procedure. But this is a great little thing. It's portable. It's very small, next to my hand, next to another hard drive. It's about the size, a little under the size of a desktop hard drive. Fits in a laptop bag easily. I was able to take it out on site. It has a very long power cord, so I was able to even use a conference table where the cord was away from the wall. And you just sit and let it go. And the lawyers will watch you, their IT guys will watch you, and no one has to touch anything. No fuss, no muss, no worrying about your laptop crashing. It's a great little tool. So, if you're looking in the market for one of these, I would say this is probably a really good model if you're under $1,000 for your budget. If your budget's a little higher, there's a few different units that can handle bad drives more effectively, and they might be more appropriate for when the suspect has smashed their computer or done something to throw the drive on the ground, perhaps. Okay, that's this video. I hope it was useful to you guys. If you got any questions, just drop me a comment. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.